friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Against all odds, 22-week-old Preemie leaves the NICU after 4 months. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. An amazing 22-week-old Preemie finally left the NICU after a long 4-month hospital stay. His parents couldn't be happier. When Megan Wolbert went into early labor, she thought her son Wells wasn't going to make it. Now she, her husband, and the whole hospital are celebrating a miracle. I kind of felt like I was holding nothing, Megan said, of when she got to hold 1-pound Wells when he was 19 days old. I thought viability was 24 weeks, so my whole wheelchair ride to the labor and delivery, I thought I was just delivering a baby that we were going to spend a little bit of time with, and that was it, she recalled. Wells now weighs 7 pounds, and while he still needs oxygen support for his undeveloped lungs, he's still thriving. We have not had a baby at 22 weeks survive to go home from this institution for about 14 years, so he is a champ in every way, said Dr. Maria Strand, chair of neonatal perinatal medicine at Ohio's Akron Children's Hospital. There's never been any doubt that Wells is going to thrive. Wells has had to go to regular occupational therapy appointments since being discharged. When you're born premature, everything about you is immature. Your brain, your sensory systems, and your musculoskeletal system. So he struggles sometimes supporting that motility just because moving against gravity is hard, said his therapist, Izzy Dean Leon. He really does a nice job moving his body with it, and he does a fantastic job calming, and believe it or not, that's a developmental skill, she said. Wells' dad, Adam, was surprised at Wells' appearance and vitality when he was born. I immediately fell in love with him. I knew that he was in the right place to have the best chance, and I just couldn't wait to watch him grow, he said. He's a very high risk of being re-hospitalized in his first year after discharge because of his lung disease and how his lungs still have to grow. If he were to get a common cold, he would likely be back in the hospital, Dr. Strand said. Despite that warning, his parents are relieved to have him home. We're tired, but we're happy to be tired. It's good to be tired at home with him, Adam said. When they left the hospital with Wells in a stroller, many hospital staff lined up and clapped, bringing tears to Megan's eyes. Megan and Adam decided to have 2 celebrations every year, Wells' birthday and the day they brought him home, which they're calling Family Day. Just telling people he's 4 months old today, but his due date is tomorrow. It's kind of a funny thing, Megan said. Wow, how incredible is it that this little baby defied all odds and is thriving, ready to go home with his parents. His family is blessed beyond belief. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Psalm 139:13.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Dog loves his daycare so much he escaped to go there on his own. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. A Virginia pup surprised his owners when he headed to daycare all on his own last month. Where was he headed? None other than Dogtopia, his local doggy daycare. He even walked 1.5 miles to get there. Yep, this dog seriously loves daycare. The dog's owners, Mike and Dawn, say their dog, Samson, has run off twice to Dogtopia, his appropriately named daycare. We had let him out in the backyard like we do at least 3 times a day, and he has been out there no more than 10 minutes, so we just assumed he saw a fox and decided to chase it away, Mike and Dawn said of his last escape. After a few whistles and no sign of Samson, they decided to jump in the car and look for him. We actually drove to Dogtopia but didn't see him outside, Mike and Dawn said. That's because an employee had already seen Samson and brought him inside a few minutes earlier. The daycare soon called the owners and told them Samson paid them a visit. Mike and Dawn were relieved and not at all surprised that Samson ran over to the daycare, where they take him once a week. The owners have had Samson, a plot hound, since he was 6 months old. They adopted him from Operation Paws for Homes. We think he was originally raised for hunting, but likely failed hunting school because he's such a sweetheart and is easily startled, Mike and Dawn said. He's loving, energetic, protective, and silly, the owners shared. He had a lot of friends there at daycare and loves everyone who works there. It's his happy place, Mike and Dawn said. While it may be amazing that Samson ran away to his doggy care, it's also a little concerning. The scariest part is he had to cross 2 main roads to get there, Mike and Dawn said. What a charming story. It shows just how intelligent dogs are. Samson may have failed at hunting, but he would probably be an apt tracker. He certainly has a keen sense of direction.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love, because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.